For our fourth example, we have a problem from chapter 18 in the book that goes over the Nernst equation. And the problem asks us to predict whether the following reaction would proceed spontaneously as written at 298 degrees Kelvin, given that CO2 plus is equal to 0.15 molarity and Fe2 plus is equal to 0.68 molarity. Our top half right here is our reaction for the problem, and I went ahead and made the half reactions to this reaction just to save a little bit of time. Half reactions. And all now that we need to solve this problem is our standard EMF equation and the Nernst equation, as well as half reactions that were given to us in the appendix in the textbooks. So to begin, we need to find our standard EMF. And we know from our book that we need half reactions to do that. So for our first half reaction right here of cobalt, we see that it is actually losing electrons, so this means this is an oxidation. And our anode for the problem. Iron is gaining electrons, so it is being reduced. This is our cathode. Now all we have to do is plug in the numbers from the appendix into our EMF equation. So the E cell is equal to the voltage of the cathode minus the voltage of the anode. For this problem, it will be negative 0.44 minus negative 0.28 voltage. And when we put this in the calculator, we have negative 0.16 voltage. And this is our standard EMF for the problem. And now that we have this, we can go ahead and plug in our numbers into the Nernst equation. So I'm just going to rewrite it down here. And this V is not a variable, it's just voltage. And now we plug in what we have. So our Q value will just be our products over reactants. So it would be our CO2 plus over the molarity of the Fe2 plus. So when you plug everything in, it should look something like this. We have our voltage first, negative 0.16 is equal, well, subtracted by 0.0257 volts over 2, and what we get 2 from is we see that 2 electrons are being gained and 2 electrons are being lost in the overall reaction, so our N will be 2 times the ln of the concentration of CO over the concentration of Fe. So that comes out to 0.15 over 0.68. And now we just solve our problem by simplifying. O2 equal to ln of 0.1568 negative 0. So once you simplify everything and solve, you get our E is equal to negative 0.14 voltage. So we know that from the textbook, if E is negative, then the reaction is not spontaneous. In the direction that it is written.